This is the MLW Radio Network. This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace world and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
As of today, we're recording November 12th, 2022. It is 60 degrees out. I'm still wearing shorts. I am here for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay, global warming. After we record the show, I'm going to go outside with some aerosol cans and so we can have a warm Christmas.
Yep. I'm about it.
Saying a statement, this is a shoot. I love this weather.
Yeah, dude. I can't get enough
I'm
of
being
it.
a little selfish here. Yeah. Seriously, I'm sleeping with the window open. I got my doors open during the day and fucking love it.
Yep.
I fucking love it, man. Now that I said that, I'm going to be the jinx.
I'm pulling up the weather right now as you're speaking because I want to see what the change is going to be over the next couple of days.
It scared me for a little bit because I switched back. I went back to jeans for a second, and then it was like fucking hot as shit. I went, motherfucker, let me put my shorts back on. Switch back to shorts, and then it got a little bit cold. I was like, God damn it! And then I weathered the storm, and it got warm again. And here we are.
You'll be happy to know the temperature is going to drop to 48 degrees tomorrow, and it's going to be in the mid to low 40s for the rest of the month until the 26th, when it'll be 51 degrees again. So it'll be chilly. Night temperatures are going to be cold as shit, too. We're looking at like mid to low 20s. Crazy, dude.
I'll be in bed.
Yeah, I mean, it won't bother me any, but yeah, dude, I love this weather. I went outside this morning. I had my jacket on. I was going to the gym, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't need this. It was like 60-something degrees at like 7 this morning. I'm like, what the fuck happened here?
Dude, people are like, aren't you cold? I was like, motherfucker, this is what I set my air conditioner to.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, for me to be comfortable. I'm good. I'm good.
I had my fan running next to me because, you know, I'm sweating my ass off. I just got back from the gym like a half an hour ago, but sweating my balls off, and now it's like hot as shit in the house, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to fucking deal with this today, but good to see you, man. Good to see you. How are things? How are things, brother?
Things are good. I probably should have prepared for the show. I don't know. Things are good.
We have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah. We recorded since the Phil's lost the series, right?
Oh, yeah. Check this out for the Pod Squad. By the way, everyone, don't forget to go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today, become a part of the Pod Squad, and you get to see shit like this. Yeah. Finally got my Philadelphia Phillies League Champions World Series hat. And it's a shame that they didn't win. It really is. We're still dealing with it here, but at least the Eagles are still 8-0. But this will sit nicely on my shelf somewhere, and hopefully we'll get another one next year. There's a lot of movement with them. A lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of hopefully good shit.
People are speculating that they might get Trea Turner, so we'll see. Hopefully he, the Trea Turner wants to work. He wants to play on the East Coast.
Yep.
And his buddies with Bryce. So hopefully we could get a team-friendly deal so we can still get some pitching, because that's what the Phillies really need.
Yes, especially after watching the performance this past playoff cycle in the World Series. They desperately need some additional pitchers, but
some extra arms.
Yeah,
but yeah. And then like I said, I'm getting back into football. It's weird. It's like I'm now getting into football mode, and the Eagles are 8-0 as of this recording. Knock on wood, knock on my head. But yeah, no complaints. Just trying to get back into normal mode. I was in such go mode for the last, since October, with everything there's something to watch every day. And God knows I fucking drank. So I could probably dry out a little bit, but No, it's a good time. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I hurt myself earlier this week. I aggravated an old hip injury, so I've been taking it real light. I had to call out of work 2 days earlier in the week, and it was fucking brutal, man. I've been training with my trainer Brad Feinberg, and I was doing some front squats, and I Feinberg. Yep, that's actually, it's funny you said that because that's actually when I first met him. He was my roommate in college, and that's literally what I did to him. He was like, "What are you doing?" I said, Goldberg? No, okay, never mind. But anyway, so I was training with him, and I went down to do the squat. I came back up, and I turned to the right, and I felt it pull. I was like, "Oh, motherfucker!" So I've been doing some additional upper body stuff instead of lower body, which has definitely helped out. But I'm good, man. Other than that, nothing crazy. Just getting through another week here. Shit's good, dude.
I hurt myself the other day. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, when Johnny Cash sang, I hurt myself today.
Doesn't really flow as well as the original song. But
I hurt myself 20 years ago in ECW.
Oh my God. I know how bad this hurts, like just on my hip here. I can't imagine you guys pulling muscles or tearing stuff and then having to wrestle again after this. Physical activity is the last thing I want to do, man.
In order for me to pull a muscle, I would need a muscle.
Oh, I see. Smart. So you did the Lawler effect. You never worked out a day in your life.
Well, like Tommy Dreamer says, you can't tear fat or whatever, Fat is cushions, muscles tear or something. I don't know what he said. Hey,
Tommy Dreamer.
Neither of us have had a wrestling related surgery, so.
Speaking of rest, go ahead.
Especially though, I feel stuff when I sleep. I'll wake up and my hip hurts, and so I just roll over to the other hip, and then that hurts for a little bit, and uncomfortably sleep, and then I'll just walk down the hall and dose myself with some CBD and go back to sleep.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, there. No, that's okay. I'm just I'm talking to the Pod Squad right now. Shout out to the Pod Squad here joining us today. We got a lot of activity going on. Again, don't forget patreon.com/mind of the Meanie. And Meanie, you're talking about wrestling related injuries and surgeries. A gentleman that has never not been afflicted by one of these things, and we talk about him frequently apparently because he's always in the news. CM Punk showed up this week at a UFC fight to call commentary and basically acknowledge the fight in the back room in his roundabout way. How do you feel about that acknowledgement, and what do you think is going to happen from there?
I think the clip is they came on there and he goes, "Well, let's try not to do that again." Or something like that. I'll say this: Punk looked really good.
Yeah,
he looked healthy. He looked happy. He is letting his hair grow out. It was for CFFC, which is like an offshoot of UFC. It was on UFC's streaming service. But good for him. He's doing the thing he was doing before he went back to AEW. So he's calling mixed martial arts and stuff like that. So good for him. Hopefully he's happy. And still, we don't know anything that's going on. AEW really hasn't said anything. So who knows? I mean, nobody knows anything, but it was good to see him on the TV again. He, like I said, he looked healthy and happy, which is, most importantly, good, mental health and physical health. So, I don't know what the deal is with his tricep. So maybe he's not that, maybe I shouldn't say he's healthy. Maybe he's still recovering from the tricep, but just going by appearances alone on the, that broadcast, he looked good.
Yep. I think, I feel like AEW did kind of say something though, when they brought out Colt Cabana. Was that a week ago, 2 weeks ago now? He's wrestling Jericho.
Yeah.
I felt like that was, what do you think about that? Nobody's paying to listen to me. What do you think about Colt Cabana reappearing on AEW programming?
No, I love Colt too. And it was good to see Colt out there. But, truth be told, they hadn't been using Colt all that much before Punk got there. Things, I mean, he's a wrestler who could probably stand on his own, but they put him with the Dark Order. Kind of got lost in a shuffle with that. This isn't disparaging.
No.
This isn't disparaging Colt, but like they really weren't booking him much to begin with, And before the whole CM Punk rumor, or before Punk even showed up, I couldn't tell you a Colt Cabana match before Punk showed up. So there's that. So I'm glad, even if it was a spite booking, despite Punk, good for Cabana. Cabana deserves to, be in the spotlight with a Jericho. He's been around for, Colt's been around for a while, and he's very talented, and he has been underutilized. I will say that, Colt Cabana has been underutilized by, AEW.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's any truth? I got to ask you because it's all over the internet. So I got to ask you because this is the Mind of the Meanie. Do you believe that there's any truth behind the fact that this was, I don't want to use the term like a fuck you to CM Punk, but for the lack of a better term, do you think this was like sort of a, up yours to CM Punk because of that? Or do you think it's just, there's too much to it?
Oh, even if they won't admit it, it felt it, but good. It's just like, somebody's like, oh man, I don't even know what this reference is, but it's a thought in my head, from ages ago. So I was like, man, did they exploit these poor wrestlers? I was like, exploit? That's the whole point. Yeah, please exploit me. I want to be on TV. I want to be exploited. I want to be, used prominently on television,
Yeah, poor me. I got to be on fucking TV again.
Yeah, every wrestler wants to be exploited. Punk wants to be. I mean, Cabana, even if it's like a spite thing, I know Cabana wants to be on TV and working every week. I mean, he's probably one of the most respected guys in the locker room there. When I was there and I was doing my deal as me and Crowbar with Janela, he came up with like one of the ideas for the match that made it 1,000 times better. Initially when I was doing when I went to AEW to be with Crowbar, he's wrestling Janela. There was talks of like me and Crowbar being, and this became like a running joke between me and Crowbar, preloaded, which means you're in the ring when the show comes back from air and they just give you a graphic like now in the ring. And then, Cabana and even I think Ref Turner was like, yeah, you guys need an entrance. This makes no sense. And initially I was supposed to go down the aisle with Crowbar, but then Colt Cabana came up with the great idea of them starting out the match. Janela goes to leave, and I come up the entranceway to make sure he doesn't leave, which worked out way better and gave the crowd a couple different reactions because nobody was expecting Crowbar to be there. That happened. They go to leave. I come out. Nobody's expecting me to be there. And, Crowbar's entrance and my entrance or our appearances got like really good pops. So
do you know why they got really good pops? Gonna tell you right now. Not sure if you know this, but everybody loves Meanie. That's why. Oh. That's why. Hashtag Meanie for the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 40. Hashtag Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame goes extreme. But
move over, Ray Romano.
That's right. That's right. Goddammit. Everybody loves Meanie. It would be a great sitcom.
I'm Ray Romano.
I could be Robert Barone. But what a great show. I love that fucking show, man. So, Meanie, real fast, before we keep going.
Yes.
Just want to know if we can get a round of applause from everybody. Do you know why? You know why we're golf clapping right now? I'm so excited to announce that Manscaped launched their Ultra Premium Collection. Believe it or not, it's for your not-so-private parts. Talking about a leveled-up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for the everyday man and covers you from head to toe. Literally, Manscaped is trusted below the waist Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MEANIE20. Now, Meanie, we all know how essential the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 is for that precise trim below the waist. Their advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts in your most delicate areas. And I'm telling you, Meanie, there's nothing more that Courtney likes when she gets down there to see Little John on the East Side boys. She likes to see some smooth skin, and I'm sure Manscaped's done the job for you as well.
Manscaped is the perfect product. It's perfect for the hygiene for your low gene. No, seriously, top-notch quality products with, the ball trimmer, the nose and ear hair trimmer, the foot spray, the deodorant, everything that, Manscaped does is top-notch quality. Top-notch scents, by the way. The deodorant smells great. The man wipes smell phenomenal. Everything Manscaped does is top notch, especially even the bag they give you to carry everything in. Top notch from top to bottom.
Top to bottom is right, but check this out, meaning we know how great the Lawnmower 4.0 is. Check out what's in this pack, the Ultra Premium Collection. It comes with the Manscaped Premium Deodorant. No, and it's not for your balls. It's for your stinky-ass armpits, because trust me, I'm in there doing my front squats, man, and Papa needs a brand new shower, so they keep that deodorant. It dries clear, it's aluminum free, and it smells like their signature scent. A hydrating body moisturizer. If you have any tattoos or issues with dry skin, it's designed to keep your skin feeling fresh, clean, and smelling fresh as well. The body wash to lather you up has infused aloe vera and sea salt shower gel. 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner to clean that scalp with one easy step, plus a free gift, a 3-pack of lip balm that's made with ingredients such as vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oil to keep those chappers feeling moist. I use it every single day. I have some here somewhere, probably in my suit pants where it belongs. That's 4 products plus a gift inside the Ultra Premium Collection. And I got to tell you, Meanie, that sounds like an incredible score, especially for the holidays coming up. What's even better about this is that all of these products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, vegan-friendly, and dye-free. The best ingredients with zero compromise. Get that Ultra Premium Collection hot off the shelves right now. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MEANIE20. At manscaped.com, that's 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code MEANIE20 at manscaped.com. The power of attraction is now in a bottle thanks to Manscaped, and your balls will thank you. And Meanie, I want to say thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring the program today.
Sponsor the program that sponsors Mind of the Meanie and helps you feel good, look confident, and show the one you love that you love them a little bit more.
No, I guess I have my own interpretations about it, and we've talked about it with Punk and the Elite and things of that nature, and we've sort of exhausted it here on the program. But I don't know, man. I still don't see an upside to Punk coming back, and that's not a knock. That's not a shit talk. It's just like, why would he bother at this point in his career? You know what I mean? Like, and that's again a statement, not a why the fuck would he give? I'm not shitting on Punk.
I'll bring up this point. Maybe the whole non-compete was so he could go back to working MMA shows.
Right.
Where everybody's like, oh, he's going to the WWE. Yeah, maybe he just wants to call MMA shows. Maybe that's why maybe that was the no compete thing.
Right.
He was fighting to get and getting to do mixed martial arts again. So
yeah, it's possible.
Maybe that's the whole part of the buyout and settlement and all that good stuff. So who knows?
Yep. I'll tell you what, though, I'm still firmly in the camp of if Punk came back to WWE, big money written all fucking over it, man. But
also this MMA thing with CFFC could just be like a red herring, like I'll look over here.
Yeah.
Look over here. I'm over here doing MMA, and then on Raw.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Yep. Fucking the whole place explodes. I could see it. I'm just saying, and I'm sure Hunter sees it too. We're not the only people that have brought it up. I'm sure if the money's right, they're going to do it. But who knows?
Absolutely.
Man?
Absolutely.
Big money written all over it. But speaking of big money written all over it, Saw an angle last night on SmackDown. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it. Bray Wyatt interacting with LA Knight for the first time. And holy shit, dude. Did you watch that clip?
Yeah, he gave him the old headbutt ski.
Give him a little dome action.
Dude, man, that whole headbutt spot is just like a millimeter away from being tragic. You know, just there's a lot of trust, you know, throwing in that headbutt like that. So, and he does it well. And then, Sarah Logan came back last night and she did the whole pop-up headbutt thing. It's like, man, there's a good chance, from being really safe to Excedrin headache number 9.
Yeah, right.
But if I can bust out some 80s references. But yeah, it was good. It's like I'm bummed. I watched the initial thing where Wyatt came back, and I've kind of fallen off watching television. I wish there was like a timeline things where somebody could just splice it all together for me so I could be caught up. But I love Bray. I'm glad he's back, and I need to get back and start watching some of these promos he's done, stuff like that. People are saying he's been doing promos, and
the stuff's been great, man.
And then what was it, Uncle Howdy is the internet detectives have found out and realized it's Bo, because they both wear the same earring and the same ear, the same cross earring and the same, which I've been calling for years. Bo Dallas being part of Wyatt's deal. Yeah. We'll see where it goes. I'm interested. I'm always interested in whatever Bray Wyatt does. Should be cool. So, yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else from SmackDown. They're doing the World Cup. It looks like they're setting up for War Games too, which I'm super fucking hyped about. The fact that they're blending those worlds together, Survivor Series with War Games. I fucking love it, man.
Yeah, because Survivor Series is the elimination match, and they kind of did away with that for a while. So to do a crossover between Survivor Series and War Games makes all the sense in the world. Why not? Have a theme match, maybe, and then again, that could be the reason why they might be doing away with Hell in a Cell as well. So having 2 cage themed pay-per-views might be a little bit of overkill, but like I said last time, Hell in a Cell needs to be saved for a special feud. Not where you have to make up a feud to justify the match. You have a match to justify the end of a feud. So I love that they're incorporating War Games into Survivor Series, especially when there was always that thought that WWE would never do War Games because it would eat into the seating and ticket sales and stuff like that. That's mainly why, because those 2 rings take up a lot of space, and that's a lot of prime seating you could be selling, and chairs and all that stuff. So the fact that they're actually going in the direction for their premium live events, is awesome. It's awesome that they finally said fuck it, we're gonna do it. Even if we lose a couple grand in ticket sales.
Yeah, I'm really into the idea of them bringing back a lot of those old school pay-per-views. Like they do a lot of that on NXT, the In Your House, and my favorite. I was gonna say my favorite is consistently from the time I was a kid was Halloween Havoc. I never missed one. And I just love that they're incorporating all that stuff now, and even like they brought back Starrcade for a while, which was not on the pay-per-view cycle, but I feel like it should be because it's got such a name. I think you could really reboot that and do something fun with it.
Make it an NXT thing.
Right. Put it in, but honestly, I would love to see Halloween Havoc as a part of the main roster pay-per-views. I think that would be a super dope setup. But, who knows? There's plenty of opportunity there. Lucha's in the chat here saying, have you guys seen that people are saying that Sarah Logan stole Max the Impaler's look? And
yeah, I saw that, but
I'm actually pulling up. Oh, whoa.
Right. But somebody also said that her look and Max's look is a takeoff from a video game, which came out in 2017, which totally escaped my mind right now. Shout out to the guys at Post Wrestling, Wei Ting and John Pollock. I was just watching the video clip before I came up. It's on YouTube right now. It came up within the last couple hours about the whole Sarah Logan Max the Impaler look. So go on YouTube, look that up. Give them credit. I want to totally take credit because when I first saw the Sarah Logan thing, I went online and I saw the people talk about the Max Impaler, the comparison between her and Max the Impaler. But then a third person said, well, actually, that looks from a video game that came out in 2017 and posted the photo. I was like, oh, okay. So, but, I mean, I can understand where Max is coming from. She's been rocking that look for a couple of years in the world of wrestling. So, should she be mad? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's just like during the Attitude Era when we'd be us guys in ECW would be watching stuff that WWE watch WWE. Oh my God! First day with the new mouth. In ECW, we'd be watching Raw, and on Monday Night Raw, WWE would do something ECW had just done. It's like, oh well, that's nice.
Yeah,
and just you see somebody hit 3D out of nowhere as a transitional spot instead of a finish. You're like, oh, all right. So I get it. I understand the anger, or the frustration that Max must be feeling because she's been, rocking this look, day one. So, but then again, Sarah Logan is married to one of the Viking Raiders, and that look is traditional to Vikings. Look, I am no fucking Viking expert, all right, but from the peripheral in the world of Vikings, that paint job is synonymous with the whole Viking thing. And she, if you're married to a guy who's doing a Viking gimmick, Viking-ish gimmick, I don't know how accurate it is, but and you're going to be a part of their deal, it wouldn't make sense for her to be anything else but a Viking. So
right.
I see both sides of the argument, but
man,
we'll see where it goes. I mean, if anybody has a right to say anything, it's probably the people who created the video game. So I don't know.
Right. Oh man, it's hard because it's just really fucking close, man. It's really, really close, and it's hard to ignore the similarities to it. And I'm trying to think of another wrestling angle that I can think of besides, you mentioned the ECW and WWE stuff, but I'm trying to think of another.
About Demolition and the Road Warrior.
Right. Or what's his name? The Renegade and the Ultimate Warrior. That's another good one. I mean, Demolition, that was like not completely on the nose.
Or me and Ralphus.
Hey, you know what? Let's talk about it, man. They did kind of take that gimmick a little bit with you and Ralphus. I could see that.
A fat guy in a half shirt and Daisy Dukes. I mean,
if that doesn't say the Blue Meanie, I don't know what does. The only thing he was missing was blue hair.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. Does anybody else feel like Ralphus was a dollar store, wish.com Blue Meanie?
Oh, now I'm looking back. The video game, because I just went and looked at the post wrestling feed when the whole X thing. The game is called Hellblade. I'm going to hold it up for the folks at Patreon.
Oh, shit. Yeah, if you go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie, you can see this. And, man, that is all. I mean, they took it, Max the Impaler definitely was inspired by that right there.
Yeah, so that game came out in 2017. Seriously, go to Post Wrestling. It just came out on YouTube like an hour ago.
Wow.
I was watching it before I came here, but so yeah. Let me see if there's any other close-ups here.
I mean, that is undeniable, though.
Yeah.
But I think it's like with Max the Impaler using it first.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, I could get why she would be, or they would be upset. I'm sorry. I misgendered.
See.
Wow.
Well, it's like the whole thing of the great radio controversy. Who invented the radio first? Tesla, Nikola Tesla, or Edison?
Edison that stole everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
Stole everything, man.
Yeah, it's not the first nor the last.
Right.
I want to know what the fucking, because Nikola Tesla fucking was doing all this stuff, and when he died, they fucking destroyed all his shit. I wonder what other stuff he could have done, just to, or maybe they kept, and we just don't know about it.
Right. Right. Perpetually curious, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing stuff with electricity and stuff like that, and holy shit.
Speaking of holy shit and Tesla in the same sentence, brother, we got to break this one open here. Twitter is a fucking blame show. Getting ready to quit it.
No. Why?
No, I'm putting my sunglasses on, getting my popcorn, and just watching it, man. Just watching it.
Dude, I am a chaos junkie. If two people are going to have a fist fight, I will get at a comfortable distance away from them, and enough to where I can hear them and see everything, but not get any blood on me. I know that we don't talk. I was going to say, I was just thinking about chaos here, and I know we don't talk politics, but watching like Trump and DeSantis go at each other, I was reading it the other day, and I'm just like, fight. do it, fight. Just fucking go after each other, man. Last man standing. It's like, you don't have to do anything. You just got to just sit there, kick your feet up, and have at it.
Yep.
And then the thing with Twitter, and oh my God, for those who aren't tech savvy, on Twitter you can be verified.
Yep.
And it's like, no pun intended, it's like a badge of honor. You get this little thing on there. You've been through the vetting process, and you are you. So this quote unquote genius, Elon Musk, which sounds like a clone.
Yeah. Elon Musk for men.
Yes. Yeah. I ain't gonna
probably smells like dog food. No thanks.
But now that he's done everything to shun off advertisers, which makes the world go around. Advertising, okay, he shunned millions, maybe hundreds of millions, who knows, of advertisers and advertising, and his plan to recoup that money was to charge people for Twitter Blue, which had kind of been around, but for people to buy verification marks. So that led to a whole bunch of brilliant minds, brilliant trolls who went out and bought verifications and just became, whoever they were trying to be. And I think I sent you the one the other day or yesterday. Dude, I was in me and Mrs. Me were shopping down Delaware, and sometimes she'll leave me at the car. She'll park the car. She goes, "Here, just stand here," and she'll run around because she knows, how I feel. It's like Rocky chasing the chicken.
Yep.
So I pull out my phone and I'm scrolling. There's a quote unquote real Mr. Bean. the blue check mark. It says, "Who would like to have Mr. Bean eat your pussy tonight?" And when I tell you, I folded like an accordion in the Christmas tree shop in Delaware, and I'm laughing like a madman, and people are just staring at me. And Tracy and Mrs. Meanie comes back, and I just show her the phone. She's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that." I was like, "Oh great." Things are bad when Mr. Bean is saying stuff like that.
So good, man. So good.
There's other things I won't even. I probably shouldn't even said that one. Been trying to stay away from stuff like that. Saying stuff like that, but it just the visual input of Mr. Bean in my head doing said act. I lost my shit, good. Get back to the whole Twitter thing. I'm hearing that people are fleeing Twitter for
Mastodon,
which is a horrible name for social media platform.
So is Twitter, though.
Yeah, but Mastodon. Oh, that thing that caveman ate. The real slow.
Logging into Mastodon.
Yeah, maybe it's a good band name. Yeah, like there's a heavy metal band called Mastodon. All right.
Yeah.
That sounds metal.
Yep.
But
what the fuck is up, Denny's? It's Mastodon. Oh.
There's too many syllables. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Kind of pushing it.
But it doesn't flow the way that like Mastodon doesn't flow the way that like Instagram does or Twitter.
Yeah, Mastodon. Like I almost forgot about it. I almost called it something else. But yeah, just and I went and looked at that, and that thing seemed fucking confusing. So
yeah, apparently it's a lot like Twitter, but I looked it up the other day when we were talking, and it was it's like they paused signups for new people on the site, and it's like it's not like Twitter where Twitter is this like one centralized brain. Mastodon is like a bunch of different websites that just connect together and operate almost like Twitter. There's a seltzer kiss for you, friends. But apparently, like, it looks pretty cool. I'm just not sure. Again, like, I know friend of the show, Paul Bromwell, jumped off of Twitter a couple months ago. Actually, it's probably been almost a year now at this point. And I don't know, man. Like, I thought about it for a long time, jumping off. And I'll be honest, too. Like, I use Twitter Blue. I use Twitter Blue for longer video clips for Foundation Radio, which you can listen to right now at foundationradio.net. But because of the conversation style of the show, it was impossible for me to share like really good videos on Twitter. So when Twitter Blue came up, I was like, oh, this is great. Like I can use this and now I can share longer videos. I'll be honest with you, I don't give a shit about the check mark. But when I went in to check on the subscription because there were people saying that Twitter Blue was not available, it basically was like, hey, you have to take this $7.99 or $8 choice now because the other one's not available. So I can't even downgrade it because basically it's like one or the other now. Like it's either $8 or you don't have it at all. And it sucks because I want to keep it, but like it's this weird, like, I don't know, because most of my views and listens come from Twitter. So, right. But I don't give, Josh and I were talking about it the other day. Like I would rather have earned this check mark. Like I don't want to just have it,
Right.
So.
Yeah. The day I got the check mark, it was like the coolest thing ever. And it's like where I'm like kind of frustrated. I'm not verified on Instagram or Facebook, even though I've tried countless times.
Have you've tried on Instagram too, and they wouldn't verify you?
They won't verify me, and then you have to wait another 30 days to try again.
Oh, that sucks.
I sent them all the things required to prove that I am who I am. So who knows? But yeah, Twitter, holy shit.
What a mess, man. What a mess, dude.
Yeah. Why buy the thing if you're just going to burn it to the ground? Well, then again, there could be people who, he could be at the front for somebody who's been wanting to take Twitter down for a while. So
couldn't think of anybody would want that done.
I don't think that guy. I've heard of it. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I've heard.
Listen to Foundation Radio if you want to go that rabbit hole with me.
Yeah. But You had to file. I'm going to buy something, then automatically file bankruptcy. Well, then don't fucking buy the thing.
Why do this? Like, why take such a complex fucking system? And also, too, like, there's been real world consequences, too. Like, what was it? Ava Lilly is the company that produces insulin. And somebody created again, but this is also like online literacy, too. Like, some of this you have to be like, come on, guys, are you fucking kidding me? Like, do a little bit of research before you start retweeting this shit.
Yeah.
But they created an account, like, basically it was like, oh, real Ava Lilly or whatever it's called. And they were like, oh, insulin's free now. Their fucking stock price tanked, man. They lost like $20 billion in a matter of minutes.
Jesus.
And same thing happened with Lockheed Martin. They said they were suspending sales to, I think it was the United States and a couple of other countries. So people were like flipping out about that. And it's like, again, this comes back to the fact that, like, you know, I think the whole pay for verification thing is fucking stupid. But also, and this is someone who pays for Twitter Blue, I think it's fucking stupid. I don't want the check mark. But also, like, you should be able to look at this stuff, right? And click on it and say, oh, yeah, this is a parody account, or this isn't a real account.
Just click on the thing and look at how many followers these people have.
Thank you.
You know, just, yeah, I do that all the time. You know, when somebody tweets at me, I'm like, is that really so-and-so? And I go, oh, no, it's not.
Right.
You know, and they do things to make things look like certain things and without giving it away. But, yeah, it's crazy. And I'm here for it. Twitter's like this necessary evil where I like it because it gets me in touch with fans and other people in the wrestling business. But then there's, you know, the people who you go to post the simplest thing and they reply with something that has totally nothing to do with the thing you're just talking about. Or if you try to say something funny, they try to one up you with something they think is funny, but it's not even remotely funny. And I'm almost done with like Facebook, posting on Facebook too, because you know, you post something and you try to say something funny just to make people laugh. It's not like I'm trying to be literal or, you know, whatever. You know, those days of, you know, trying to be serious online.
Forget it, dude. Forget it.
I see people try to, you know, I see people posting things as if they're changing the world and making the world better. And they're actually hurting their own brand and their own public appearance by saying things and doing things. And it's just like, you take all your money and flush it down the toilet, because that's what you just did with your social media posts. You know, right. Just not that, you know, I'm not being myself online, but you know, I got to, you know, do what I got to do to work.
Yeah.
You know, I focus on the things we all get along with, and I ignore the things we don't have in common. You know, I have friends whose political views and all that stuff I don't agree with. But hey, we love wrestling, and we could talk wrestling, and we could talk music and this and that and the other thing. I don't need to post about it. I don't need to, you know, try to, you know, think I'm changing the world and for something that gets maybe 2 likes. It's like,
yeah,
dude, I used to go online all the time and post a bunch of stuff and, you know, and argue and all that stuff. And I realized, shit, well, I just wasted 8 hours.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I could have, you know, been going outside and
touching grass.
Yeah. Get some vitamins from the sun, you know, just social media. It's weird, man. It's, you know, it's like message boards on steroids, you know.
I used to be like that a lot too. I was frequently posting and arguing with people on Facebook, and you know, it's pointless, man. It's pointless because I'm not changing anybody's mind. They're not changing mine, and we're just fighting with each other. Again, like some of those people, it's like, you know, the way they would come at me, it's like, all right, well, I'm glad I know, you know, that you're like this, so I can like see you later. But also too, it's like, it's not doing anything for me. Like a lot of these cats that are on right now, and I'm, you know, it's probably real easy to see where I lean politically, but like a lot of these guys and gals that are on there and tweeting and saying things, and it's like, you're basically cannibalizing your own audience sometimes because, not everybody who says things is coming from a place of anger or coming from a place of, being an asshole. They're not saying things like, it just happened earlier with Max the Impaler with something that I said. That's why I corrected myself. I misgendered them and I didn't mean to. It just happened. And, I caught it. I corrected it. And now we're moving on. But I'm sure if someone's listening to the show, well, I can't believe Adam did that. Well, it wasn't on purpose. Look, man, like I'm a part of the LGBT community. Like I that's not something that I would do purposefully to somebody, especially to be a jerk. But I think too many people, too many times say those things or, there's been it's just, there's no nuance. And I think that's really the legacy of social media. It's eroded that ability to have meaningful conversation with people in a way that is not going to escalate that quick. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and then there's also this. It's like I could go out there and point out the wrongs in the world, the wrongs in politics, wrongs of this, that, and the other thing. But if I'm not actually doing things out in the community, if I'm just saying things on social media without actually putting actions behind the things I'm saying, then it's just all for show.
Right.
And
performative.
It's performance art. And you also, like you said, you're cannibalizing your own audience because, say you want people to come out to see you work. Now they might not want to come see you work.
Right.
And if you're not working, you're not making money. If you're not making money, you're not, taking care of yourself, or if you've got a family, you gotta be smart, and I'm not saying compromise who you are. You can still do those things. You don't need social media to be doing good in the world. You can post all day, but if you're not doing it in real life, it's just a show. Or how about all the things you talk about on social media, do them in private, and then do other things online, because just strictly doing them online isn't going to change the world. You have to actually do things.
Well, right. There has to be action behind the statement. And it's again, as a reminder, friends, Twitter is not a real place. It is not a real place. It might seem like a real place, but it's not.
Social media in general.
Yeah. Some of these cats too, they need to learn some media literacy as well. Like the way that some of these you've seen it, and I'm not going to call anybody out specifically, but because it's a lot of people that do it. There's a lot of folks that are in wrestling journalism, specifically wrestling media, that go so hard at people. And it's you got to have a thick skin. You got to get a thicker skin if you're going to do this. You can't just say stuff.
Yeah.
And then act as if someone's not going to challenge you on something, or they're not going to come back. That's what this is. You know what it was coming into it, and you don't have to go 0 to 100 that fast. It's not the responses don't, the tweets, some of these tweets don't facilitate that level of vitriol. It seems like a lot all the time.
Yeah, I've experienced that, where I go to say something and then somebody comes at me. I'm like, holy shit, what did I do to you?
Right. It's the fuck is your problem?
Yeah. The measurement is touch off kilter here between what I said and how you reacted. So maybe you should go seek counseling.
Yeah. Touch grass, seek the immediate counsel of Christ, clap cheeks, do something instead of sitting here fucking yelling at the Blue Meanie because he doesn't like the cheesesteak that you mentioned. Fuck off, man.
Yeah. Ooh. Just random things, man. Social media. But
yeah, I can't wait to be done with it, man. I might jump ship from Facebook soon and go back to I was writing a blog for a while at the beginning of last year. I was off Facebook for 6 months, man. It was beautiful for my fucking mental health. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Should have got back on there. But one thing we should get back on.
Yes.
Is a question for you, Mr. Blue Meanie.
What's that?
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Yeah, of course.
Don't forget, tweet your questions at us at Twitter for now, at Mind of the Meanie, using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them asked on the program. We got a couple of questions for us today. I'm going to find Mark and Dryden's question. Mark and Dryden wants to know. Also, shout out to Mark and Dryden. Thank you for always asking us questions for the show. We appreciate it. What were any of your guys' favorite television shows growing up? Mine were Three's Companies, Cheers, and Night Court. Do you have one episode that you would watch again and again that either brings you back to good times as a kid, etc.?
It's weird. The things I really loved as a kid, I've gone back and tried to watch, and I go, like, especially movies too.
Yeah.
Like, there's this movie when I was a kid called Night Patrol that I loved. I thought it was the funniest fucking thing. And then recently, I found a VHS copy out in the woods, and I went to watch it. I'm like, ooh, did I think this was funny?
Yeah.
And I remember like bits and pieces that made me fucking laugh, but like for the majority of it, I'm like, ooh, I was a different person then.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, there's shows I loved. And sometimes maybe the memories of the shows should be just left as memories, like, I guess maybe one of my favorite shows as a kid was Greatest American Hero with William Catt, Robert Culp, where the guy is given a Superman suit from aliens, but he loses the instruction manual. Oh, he's trying to, fly around. He can't get the hang of it and all this stuff. But like, there's like it's a classic show. When it debuted when I was a kid, I might have been in second grade. And then the next day, you go to school and everybody's pretending they're flying around like the Greatest American Hero. Like, that was like the first time I watched the show and realized other people watched the same thing I did, because the next day everybody had their jackets tied around their necks like they were capes, and pretending they were flying around and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, they all watched the same thing I did. And I loved the show as a kid. But if I went back and watched it now, I'd be like, I don't know if that, maybe I'm spoiled by new technology too. The way things look now, you go back and you watch things that are obviously green screened and stuff like that. So it's like, but, probably one of my favorite shows as a kid was Greatest American Hero, because, and A-Team. I was a big A-Team fan too. I've gone back and watched a couple episodes of that, but especially since they had like wrestling. It seemed like every show back in the day had a pro wrestling episode,
right?
I think they had Hulk Hogan on A-Team, but
I would imagine with Mr. T, I would be surprised if they didn't.
Yeah, there was Greatest American Hero, A-Team, Fall Guy was pretty good. Especially, I love that truck. That guy who used to be guy who was the $1 Million Man. He was not the Steve Austin. He was the other Steve. I can't think of his name. He was married to
was it Majors, right? Jim Majors?
Lee
Majors. That's it.
Thank you.
You are very welcome, sir.
Yeah. Shows like that, Yeah, definitely that. And then, I was, watching other, cartoons and shit as a kid, like, the Smurfs and shit like that. No, I didn't even want to say Smurfs because, people call me a Smurf.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
What are you, a Smurf? I'm going to fucking kick your ass. That's what I'm going to do.
Smurfs had blue skin, not blue hair.
That's right. I'm a Smurf. I'm a Smurf that fucked your mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm a Smurf that Smurfed your mom.
Dude, that's the name of the episode. I Smurfed your mom. I Smurfed your mom. And it is so shall it be in scripture forever and ever until the end of time.
Yes.
No, I mean, my favorite show from a kid was The Critic. It's week 4. I've mentioned The Critic now. On the roll. I'm going to just try to find a way to work it in every show, man. I'm doing it.
What was the character's name?
Oh, God. Just John Lovett's. What's the name of the character? God damn it. I'm laughing and I can't think of it. Hold on.
something dork or something.
Beauty and King Dork. That's right. Yep. Jay Sherman is the name of the character, right? That's my wife and I. That's who we are, Beauty and King Dork. But yeah, that was my favorite show. And there's absolutely, I went back and watched it recently again, and I said to Courtney, like, there is absolutely no reason I should have been watching this as a fucking like 6, 7, 8-year-old. Like, absolutely no reason. That was probably my favorite show as a kid, but honestly, I liked MASH a lot as a kid because they played in reruns, probably like the mid to early 90s.
Yeah.
Loved that show. Still do to this day. Like, I just...
In the 80s, too, they played the reruns. It seemed like it almost went right into syndication a couple years after it went off the air.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the best shows that's ever been created. I mean, it was amazing.
I remember as a kid, I'm old enough to remember the night of their series finale. It was like one of the most watched things on television ever.
I think it still is. It's the most watched episodic television finale of all time. Yeah. Which I think I'm looking it up right now because it used to be the television. They put the Super Bowl on it, which is not the same thing, you know.
And there was the thing where they revealed who shot JR on Dallas.
Right.
That was a huge thing when I was a fucking kid.
Yeah, so the MASH series TV or the MASH TV show finale got a 60.2 rating, which means 60.2% of every household in the country.
But what was the demo?
What was the demo? Oh, the 18 to 34-year-old demos are probably watching AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Shut up. No one cares about your stupid fucking demo. Dallas was actually number 2 all time. 53.3% of every household in the country watched that show. The MASH finale aired on February 28th, 1983. And it was followed by number 3 is Roots Part 8. It was 51.1%. Crazy. Like, imagine like 75% of, or like almost like more than half of the country watched the episode. It's crazy.
Dude, when I was a kid, there's 3 networks.
Yeah.
You know, as far as watching, I mean, yeah, there was, some cable, somebody was lucky enough to have HBO, and that was it. But, there was 3 networks, NBC, CBS, ABC, and a bunch of UHF channels, So and then if the president came on, your whole television night was fucked.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So whoever the president was on every fucking channel. But, and now, there's unlimited everything, but, I mean, could a show like that get like a pull rating like that nowadays? Probably not.
Doubtful, man. I highly doubt it.
But still, you felt, just by watching it, you felt you're a part of something.
Mm-hmm.
I was 10 years old, but still you felt, I watched, and my grandparents watched it. My mom watched it. We all sat around the TV. That's what I miss. Like, as a kid, sitting around and watching shows together, I still long for the days where we used to watch, the Miss America pageant,
Yeah.
Even though I was a kid and didn't know better, but living in Lansing, they would have the Miss America pageant parade. And, me and my grandparents would go up to the boardwalk and they would have the contestants coming down and all the ladies would go, show us your shoes. And, the contestants would, lift up their legs, show what shoes they're wearing, and the ladies go, ah. So, but then, the next night you go and watch these same people on TV, being I miss sitting around the TV and watching like the Grammys or the Oscars or the AMAs, or the Jerry Lewis telethon. That was a big thing with my family that weekend. We would watch it and sit there. It would be on the TV all day.
Yeah.
And just because they, would have different superstars come on there or different people performing and you hear stories and stuff like that. And I miss that thing I miss that part about my childhood where you just sit around with your family, get snacks and watch TV together. Yeah. It was a sense of bonding. I don't think exists anymore.
I think the only thing I can compare it to recently was the finale of Breaking Bad on AMC. Because I remember even The Sopranos was like that. I mean, everybody I knew, another seltzer kiss, everybody I knew watched The Sopranos finale. And Breaking Bad was kind of the same way. But I don't think, unless you have a truly like transcendent show like that, even those two couldn't even touch the way that, MASH was, the way that episode went.
I'm going to have to say Sopranos might have been the biggest recent one because it all revolves around that Journey song.
I'm looking at
anytime somebody hears Don't Stop Believing, they think of the Sopranos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's iconic.
And the conspiracy theories around the ending, because people thought their cable went out when they cut to black.
Yes.
But the cut to black was actually Tony getting whacked.
It had to be. Well,
no, the beauty of the Sopranos is, there was like little telltale signs, Tony sitting in a boat with somebody and they were like, yeah, I heard when you get whacked, you don't even see or hear anything. It just goes to black.
Yep.
There's a lot of videos where a lot of people who pay more attention than I did break this down. And as far as I'm concerned, the guy in the members only jacket who's sitting at the counter and went to the bathroom came out and whacked Tony as he was looking up at his daughter walking into the room.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it's like, and again, I think we've talked about this before, but like, you had 18 months, man. You had 18 months to come up with a fucking final part of the show. And imagine reading a book and then going to black and you're like, what the fuck? I just invested all this time in this story. And you're letting me choose the ending. Like, no, I paid for this book because I want you to tell me the ending. It's your show. Yeah. You tell me the ending. But anyway, I digress. 11.9 million viewers watched the Sopranos ending, the finale.
And David Chase, the creator of the Sopranos, had a little bit of a slip during an interview panel, and he referred to that as the death scene. The guy was like, you just called it the death scene, and he just goes, fuck you.
Hey, man, listen, if you're going to create stuff, you leave everybody hanging, man. You got to take the heat.
I have no issue with it. At the time I did, but you go back and watch the show over and over and over again, and you pick up on the little things that they told was going to happen. And when they happen, well, I heard when you get whacked, you don't even see anything. It just goes to black. Yeah. There's no sound, no nothing. So, his daughter, they build the tension too of her trying to park. She can't park. She's reparking this, that, and the other thing. You're watching the guy walk to the bathroom. They're ordering onion rings. And, his daughter finally walks through the door. He looks up, goes to black because he took one right behind the ear.
Yep. Yeah.
In front of his family. Imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother, they show you the ending and they show you Tony getting whacked. That's a whole nother season because you got to go with the fallout of everything that happened, I was hoping it was the Russian from the Pine Barrens because they left that one hanging.
Yep. His apartment looked like shit.
That guy was an
interior decorator, interior designer. Really?
His apartment looked like shit. I was eating ketchup packets, Tone.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about go back to the question. What show have you watched over and over and over again?
Yeah. Is there any episode?
The Sopranos Pine Barrens. That's the best.
Yeah, dude.
Best Sopranos episode. The two knuckleheads being stuck, after a botched whacking of a Russian mob member, and they left the guy that escaped, and they never addressed it. Tony's like, I'm walking into a buzzsaw.
Walking into a fucking buzzsaw.
I was going into that finale thinking that the Russian was going to come back and whack Tony, but
the one episode that I watch pretty frequently is called Ozymandias. It is the third to last episode in the last season of Breaking Bad. Talk about probably one of the best, if not the best, at least in my take.
Yeah.
The most flawlessly executed piece of television I've ever watched. I mean, from beginning to end, that episode is fucking phenomenal. Like I keep going back to that. It's just you can't get any better than the way they set it up. And it's just start to finish was incredible. And it's probably, to me too, it's probably the best episode of the entire series. Next to the finale.
And the way I just finished Better Call Saul, I could probably go back and start watching Breaking Bad now because Better Call Saul is the prequel. And
what an end to that show too. What an end.
Fantastic.
Oh my God. That whole, well, let me ask you this too, since we're talking about it. Hey, Meanie.
Yeah, of course.
What did you think of El Camino?
El Camino was good. And I'm glad it took me a while to watch El Camino, but I'm glad I did because they reference El Camino in Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Which if I hadn't watched El Camino, it just would have went over my head. But there's people out there who do these super edits, like fan edits of movies, this, that, and everything. Somebody needs to do a chronological like they did with The Godfather, with Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, because there's things in Better Call Saul that are pre-Breaking Bad, and then the black and white scenes are post-Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Somebody could do that with that, El Camino, Better Call Saul, like somebody needs to do like a super edit and put them in chronological order, just like they did with The Godfather, and rearranging it and putting everything in order,
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch Breaking Bad, but then like just to catch all of the little things that I missed. But then again, I love the fact that like they tied up the Jimmy McGill, Saul Goodman story, and now have also closed the gap on Jesse Pinkman. I just like. Yeah. I'm sad. I mean, for me, someone who's been like truly invested in all of that for so long, like I'm sad that it's over, and I'm sad that there's not going to be any more stories from that world. But man, what an incredible ride that whole thing has been. I would personally would not be upset if somebody took the time to tie all that together and just make it all make sense. But
yeah.
The last question that we have for today, as long as my computer works, Plump Turkey Juice, which is a great fucking handle. What is your favorite arena? What is your favorite arena that you've ever wrestled in? And what's your favorite venue in general that you've been at a concert at?
Wow. That's a good question. I mean, I wish I could have worked the Spectrum. I never did, but favorite place to wrestle. I mean, obviously, you would think DCW Arena because I debuted there and so many historic things happened there. I loved wrestling DCW Arena. I love wrestling the Burt Flickinger Center in Buffalo. Just, it all depends on the mood. If the fans are, that Buffalo crowd was amazing. I always say DCW Arena crowd was awesome because they were the same people who were going to the sporting events that the nation mocked. Same people who were cheering on the Broad Street Bullies, or the same ones who were chanting "you fucked up" in ECW kind of thing. Same thing with you look at the Buffalo Bills fans. Those are the same guys who came out in the they're same folks who came out in the 90s for ECW.
Yeah.
That realityness. Some favorite, places to wrestle. It's impossible to name one. It sounds like a cop out because certain cities bring back certain memories, and certain, when you're traveling, you have certain traditions and stuff like that. I loved wrestling in Philly. I still do love wrestling in Philly. I love wrestling in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, at the Monaco Golden Dome. I got to wrestle MSG, was awesome, but it was so quick, and I only did it once. I worked there twice, but I wrestled there once. So, I mean, that it was a bucket list moment, but like if I had worked MSG more often, I probably have even more memories. But as far as like consistency of going to a place more than once, it would have to come down to like a final ECW Arena, Queens Elks Lodge, Burt Flickinger and Buffalo, and the Monaco Golden Dome and Pittsburgh are some of the buildings that were like the most lively is the good word. They were very lively. The fans were always in on the show, and the fans give you the energy. There's some things you're like, you could be tired from traveling, but something like that. But you get out in front of that crowd, and the crowd turns you on to the fact that you get a little bit extra juice going, and every ache and pain goes away because the crowd gets you into it. Favorite place to see a concert? I would have to say the Electric Factory.
Yeah.
In Philly, which is now the Franklin Music Hall, because the Electric Factory was owned by Electric Factory Concerts, and they sold the venue to somebody else, but kept the naming rights. Mm-hmm. So the new owners weren't allowed to call it Electric Factory anymore. So to go with the whole electricity, it's the Franklin Music Hall, after Ben Franklin.
Right.
So, that's just a really good place to see a show because it's streamlined. It's just like just one, there's a balcony on, like if you're facing the stage, there's a balcony on the right, there's a balcony behind you, but everybody's facing the same direction.
Yep.
The thing. And it's really I saw a lot of good shows there. I saw Marilyn Manson there. I saw Black Label there. I wish I saw the Foo Fighters there. Foo Fighters did the infamous $2 show where all the tickets were $2. And they aired it on MTV. But so many good concerts came out of Electric Factory. So I'd have to say the Electric Factory is, AKA Franklin Music Hall, is my favorite place to see a concert.
I think I've seen more concerts in my life at the Electric Factory than I've seen anywhere else. So I'm going to go with that as well. Yeah. Franklin Music Hall is the best.
Shout out to TLA as well on South Street.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The TLA's where Dice did all his HBO specials, and they filmed a lot of people. A lot of people filmed at the TLA. Undertaker just did his one-man show there. But yeah, TLA. But it comes in second. But definitely Electric Factory.
Yeah, for sure. Meanie, I want to say thank you for answering these wonderful fan questions again. Ask Meanie. Use the hashtag Ask Meanie. Tweet us at Mind of the Meanie. But Meanie, more importantly, where can people find you on your social media?
If it still exists, if you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and if Twitter still exists, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. I tried to be interactive. Please don't say anything goofy. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Now, if you want to support the Blue Meanie, use coupon code Meanie. Save 10%. But also now, thanks to the fine folks at Collar and Elbow, you can support Mind of the Meanie at collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code MIND and get 10% off all your purchases there over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. Now that you have these wonderful looking shirts, and if you're a bearded fellow like myself, go to madcatbeardcare.com. Get the blue spruce from my boy Josh Thornton, who's doing amazing work over there at madcatbeardcare.com. All the money that is made there, at all the proceeds, I should say, over there at madcatbeardcare.com goes to taking care of feral cats out in the wild. He rounds them up, he takes them to the vet, he gets them looked at, taken care of, and I'm a cat person, so definitely a worthwhile cause. Go to madcatbeardcare.com. Get yourself some blue spruce beard oil and balm. Shout out to my boy Jim Nelson over there at glaciersofice.com. Jim Nelson at glaciersofice.com. He made a 3 of 3 only custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair took Jim about 50 hours per pair to make, which is astounding. I can only imagine, how cramped up his hands get, or, just. Right. But if you want to see what he does a lot of good stuff, man. Go do GOI Kicks on all forms of social media. He posts video and photos of progress, photos. So shout out to Jim over there at glaciersofice.com. Now, another thing, hopefully that, probably be around longer than Twitter, cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. I just did a few recently, and they're always fun to do, especially if somebody has something good going on and you want to show some love to somebody and, give them their flowers, give them some kind words. Go to cameo.com/BlueMeanieBWO for all your video well-wishing needs. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Well, thank you very much, good sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on social media, at least for now, at Twitter and on Instagram at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So go check me out there. You can also listen to my other show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net and checking out all of my episodes there. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/foundationradio. Pick up a shirt. Help support the show. I mentioned it at the top of the program, but my trainer is also accepting clients. His name is Brad Feinberg, and you can go to the FeinbergMethod.com. Sign up today and tell him that Goober sent you. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and support the program. Keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and also at the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Help support the show here in Meanie. Thank you, as always, for being a part of this wonderful program, and we thank the Pod Squad for joining us every week as we record this early and ad-free at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie for the Blue Meanie. I'm Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order
of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order. Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.